Alright, so now we can install node.js now that you've refreshed your JavaScript skills and we've went over what node.js is and why we use it. So now we can go ahead and go to, I'm going to keep the repository tab open, and you just want to go to node.js.org. Alright, so this is the home site for node.js. The API docs are extremely helpful. Just about anything that you have questions about, you can find in the documentation. Current version of Node, and this is December 2013, is version 0.10.24. Alright, and this is always changing. So we are using Windows, so all we need to do is click this install. Alright, it's as simple as that. And we just want to download the MSI file. And if you are on Mac or Linux, then you can also install this through the command line using packages. Alright, so I'm going to open this up. Or not. Alright, so let's open that setup file up. And you just want to go through this just like any other installer, just like we did with the Git program. So just click Next. Choose where you want to install it. And custom setup, we're going to leave this, as I said in one of the past sections, NPM, which is the Node Package Manager. That is included in installation. Alright, node.js runtime, documentation shortcuts. Alright, so we're just going to keep that as is. Click install. Alright, so that's it. It's installed. Click Finish. And it usually puts an icon on your desktop, but that's okay. You should have this directory, node.js, and we'll just send a shortcut to the desktop. And right from this icon, it'll take us to the REPL, which is the command line interface, which we talked about a little bit last section. And we can do different things here, but the reason I said we're not really going to use this is because we can access this right from our bash. Alright, so all we have to do here is type node with no arguments, and it enters the same exact, the REPL. Alright, and we can also, if you want to get out of this, you do a Control-C twice. Alright, now we can see the version of Node that we have installed, which is 10.24. We can even see the version of NPM, which is 1.3.21. Alright, so let's go back into Node. And what's cool about this is you can actually do pretty much any kind of JavaScript that you want in the command line, and it can execute immediately. So we can do things like set variables. So let's say now one thing I should mention is if you use the var keyword, we'll say variable x equals 5. Alright, if we execute that, we get nothing back. The variable is set, but if we want to see it returned right away, we just do x equals 5. Alright, and it'll display that to us. So we'll say y equals 10. Alright, and then we can do x plus y, gives us 15. So we can do different types of JavaScript. And to print something out, we want to use console.log, and that'll print that out for us. Alright, so we can also do things like we can increment. So let's say plus plus y gives us 11, again gives us 12, and we can, let's set a string. We can concatenate between variables and strings. So let's say variable animal is equal to dog. Alright, so let's do a console.log, and we'll start off with a string and say my favorite animal is a, and then we'll end the string and concatenate on our variable. So it says here, my favorite animal is a dog. And the reason that's squished together is we need to put a space right here. I'm sorry, right here. Alright, and we can also do functions. We'll say function, say hi, and that'll just return hi. Alright, so say hi, and it gives us hi. Alright, so we can do anything. We can create object, we can do conditionals, so we'll work more with this in future sections. So that's basically how you install Node, get it up and running, and work with REPL, or the command line.